皆さんご安全に。そしてお変わりないですか？やまけいです。ゲーム実況 Nba2K21 マイキャリアポイントガード編。一日一つ上手くなるを目標に頑張っていきたいと思います。
At the 3, and it's Junior in at the 1 spot. And for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Fultz, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 slot. Shaq, back in the day, you drew double teams. You made the defense pay by setting up your teammates with terrific passing. Which bigs now do you see following in your footsteps? In those footsteps?
You know, my Ben Simmons, former LSU guy.
Oh, what a play!
And you see why Levine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
Carter with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Steve Clifford. Dave, what do you have to say?
Well, Kevin, he spoke about the strategy coming in of working the ball inside, emphasizing that throughout the game. That's where they think they have the biggest advantage, and they think they can score inside with consistency. We will see how long that holds up, guys.
All right, David, thanks. Shaq, one of the tough things for a post player, you generally have to rely on someone else to get you the ball. With that view, what makes a good or a great playmaker?
Well, they got to have great ball control. They have to thread the needle. You know, floor spacing is also very important. You know, if your defender is doubling down on the post, you're not helping the big man eat.
And the big man's gotta eat.
Gotta eat. You see this belly?
Oh, you look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Go out there right now and play. Caldwell Pope outside. Passes it to Vucevic. Back to Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. Here's Fournier, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
From the mid-range area, Fournier, very, very gifted. As a pure shooter, he's as good as we have in the league.
The pass to Levine. Outside Porter. Pass to Markkanen. Fires from deep. And Vucevic pulls it down. The Magic have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for it to start off this game. Payton against Fultz to the middle. And Shaq, everyone knows you produced immediately when you came in the NBA, winning Rookie of the Year. So did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment that you recall?
Actually, but it wasn't in the NBA. The year before, we played against the greatest college team ever assembled. UNLV Rebels. Greg Anthony, Larry Johnson, Stacey Altman.
What a team.
We weren't supposed to win that game, but we won that game. And you know it's all about confidence. Listen, everybody can play. But the guys that have more confidence, the guys that can do it. We won that game.
What is, I had forgotten how great names on that UNLV team.
So I was saying to myself, look, if we can beat Larry Johnson, those guys, I can play with anybody in the NBA. So when I came in the NBA, I was just
confident.
Yeah, I was just really confident. But to answer your question, David Robinson and Patrick Ewing told me that I wasn't really that good yet.
Really?
Oh yeah, went to work on it.
I tell you what, though, boy, it was hard to play at LSU. It's hard to win 5 games.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. So the Bulls 5 right now. Levine and Valentine are the wingmen. Otto Porter Jr. out there with Lowry Markkanen. And it's Junior in at the point guard position. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Bulls.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Good on the triple. Levine's got the lead up to 8 now for the Bulls.
Boy, Levine is a solid shooter from downtown, guys. The defense has to honor his shot from there.
Now Fultz. 9-point game his last outing. Back to Fournier. Lock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup. Jack, you stayed at LSU 3 years, played 3 years of college basketball, but went back and completed your degree, which was terrific. Then you pursued training and degrees in other fields. What caused you so much to continuing education?
You know, you always want to keep improving yourself. You know, I owed it to myself and my family to complete my degree. You know, I'm famous for saying I got 4 degrees. Would you like to know?
Yes.
Bachelor's, master's, doctorate, street.
Which one? What's the most valuable of those?
The street, yes.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Junior, in his last outing against the Pistons, was a driven man. He scored 12 points, and there was no answer for him all game long. Looked like he got whatever shot he wanted out there. You know his teammates and coaches appreciated that kind of all-around performance. He sure impacted the game. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
No, you can't bet against a guy like that. He looks like he's in a groove, focused, on top of his game. There's no reason that he can't keep it going.
And here's Valentine for 3. That's good. And it's Peyton with the assist. Junior's got his 5th assist in this one. And here's Fultz. 6 points for him. Inside. And it's Vucevic missing. Chicago leading by 10. Here's Junior. Porter trying to free himself up. And the basket by Peyton. Peyton's got 6 in the quarter. And we want to thank the big Aristotle for joining us here. Dropping knowledge as always. I'm telling you what, Shaq, you make our broadcast better.
I want to say I appreciate that, Kevin, especially coming from you. Anytime, any place. You know where I am, brother. Just call me if you need me.
Are you going to be performing any ballet, the big Barishnikov?
You're courtside.
Well, I tell you what, Shaq's one of those guys who just hits the ground running. He's a phenomenon in terms of personality, branding, business, excellence at every level. And he was an all-star starter as a rookie. That talks about his ability to get going fast. So he adapted to the broadcast booth just the same way.
Here's Levine. Nails the 16-footer. Levine's got 9.
You know, he wants to be more aggressive from there. I like watching Levine work the mid-range game into his game.
Fultz with the ball. 8 points for him. Ross, that's good. Ross has got his 2nd bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Bean passes to Junior. Count it. 8 points for Junior.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Carter Williams. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Carter Williams is a wily, wiry athlete who finishes well through contact. There's little you can do short of fouling him to keep him from making these shots. Well, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Here's Fultz. Shot on the wing. Here's Vucevic. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the 2nd effort.
Boy, so smart and relentless on the offensive glass. Seems to me that Vucevic has that extra sense of tracking down missed shots.
He's been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3. That's who's out there for Orlando. Fournier's shot is off.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I'd go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. Here's Fultz, and he comes up with the deuce. Fultz has got 10 points in the game.
And you got to clog up the clear lanes to the basket. You can't give him room to operate. When you do, Fultz scorches you with his speed.
Payton kicks to Porter. Pass to Levine. To the inside. Payton, and Payton throws it down hard.
Boy, terrific find. Levine plays mostly the two, but he came into the league as a point guard.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, good to hear from you. Now, Zach LaVine has become a star, but he knows there's still work to be done. He said,
in the 2011 NBA draft, and Vucevic became an all-star for the first time in 2019. Took him a while, but he got there.
Here's Payton. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. He's got 18.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls. Porter is out there with Markkanen. Then there's Payton. Then it's Chris Dunn. And it's Levine in at the small forward. And so Payton will bring it up for Chicago. The biggest of the game was 24 points. Greg, you know, we're seeing players take control of their free agent destiny. Do players get a bad rap for that, switching teams?
Listen, I don't know if you get a bad rap, but you're going to catch the wrath of the fan base. You think of Paul George in Indy or Katie in OKC, and fans, they're going to feel jilted. There's no doubt about it. They're going to feel scorned.
Yeah. Chicago making a switch here. Carter's checked in.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Vucevic with the bucket.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
The Bulls leading by 20. Now here's Gordon. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. There's the dish to Fultz. Here's Vucevic. Lays it up off the glass. Vucevic has got 9 points here in the second half.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Levine, and that one drops for him.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Fultz against Payton. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded closely. And he converts the layup.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Levine inside the three-point line. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Boy, I tell you what, I like Levine and how he's generating more power with his lower body now, helping the jumper to stay more on point and be more consistent.
The Bulls leading by 20. Here's Payton, and the dunk by Payton.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Here's Fultz. Payton with some nice D.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Porter passes to Levine. Well, in the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg, the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, you know, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
And a wide open look for Porter. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 5 assists in the game. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so, created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Junior.
There was.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
VC を貯めたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。